We're Sarah and Ben. Welcome to our journey to van life.
Thanks very much for being here with us. To follow our journey from how we turn this into this, please like, subscribe and click the little notification bell. And we'll see you out there on the road sometime.
When we were designing the layout of this van, which as you can see isn't quite finished yet, but the structure's in place, we knew that we wanted a fixed bed at the back here, sleeping sideways. So we stumped for this idea of having the bed high up at the back here with the garage space underneath, so the water tanks and electrics are hidden away under there. But one of the things we thought about was that you might be parked in a really scenic spot and you want to be able to open the doors at the back to take in the view in the morning, or being able to get out the back. I was a bit concerned about thinking that if something would happen at the front of the van, possibly a fire, maybe something like a leopard or a really dangerous snake had broken into the van and we were vulnerable up here at the back, unable to escape. So we wanted to be able to open these back doors. Now, as you know, the door handle at the back inside is low down, and so we couldn't reach it then from the bed because the bed goes up to the doors. So what I designed was a way of extending the handle up higher so that we can reach it when we're inside and in the bed. And this is what the finished article looks like. So there's a handle there which you can actuate to open the doors. So in this video I'm going to show you how I made that.
Just using some of the metal left over from where I cut out for the side pods, I've fabricated this small sort of U-shaped section which just goes into the gap that I've cut. I'm welding that piece of metal into the gap here just to strengthen the door and provide a nice neat channel for the mechanism to feed back up to the top. This does need a very high degree of precision to be an extremely high quality job, so I'm just using a very, very delicate tool here to make sure it's a really nice tight fit for welding it up. Quick clean up with a flat disc and then smoothing down some of those welds where they're a little proud, before just a quick coat of etch primer to provide it with some protection before I'll come back to it later for some top coat. I've cut out and welded in the metal at the back to make it really, really strong, and then when this is back in place you can see how the channel I've made gives clear access straight down to the centre of the pivot, so that the new handle that I'm going to build up here can turn around that pivot and some sort of bracket come out here and operate that handle. The design of this handle is that these bearings will support this 12mm stainless steel bar, which will be just shy of the pivot for the handle at the bottom there, supported by two bearings which will be fixed to a plate of steel. Tap threads into the steel plate so that when the screws come through they don't protrude onto the inside, so we have a nice smooth panel on the inside. And the handle, as I said, is made from 12mm stainless steel rod, and I've fastened in this piece of 8mm stainless steel rod, silver soldered, in order to make the handle for the top. all fixed to the door using these riv nuts to provide a captive thread in the door. Using 4 screws, you can see I've welded those small tabs onto the back to give it some front to back rigidity so that it's really solid. A full assembly of this mechanism. You can see the main plate with the 2 bearings screwed to it. Those bearings are attached to the rod with grub screws to stop it sliding up and down. And you can see at the bottom a kind of a paddle effect piece of metal which I've welded on, which will provide the mounting onto the original handle.
So here's the finished article inside here. So you can see the original handle is down here, fastened with this stainless steel bar up to here, and there's the handle operating, as you can see, at bed, above the bed level, because we wouldn't have been able to reach it if it was down there. This is just one of the features on the van which is related to the locks and the security. You may think that this actually makes it vulnerable by extending this handle further up, that somebody could potentially use it to break into the van. There are a couple of features on this which I haven't spoken about which actually make that safe. Obviously I'm not going to go into that here because that could lead to a vulnerability. But there are several other features on this van. You'll probably know that these locks are vulnerable from attack from outside. That's been addressed inside there, and there's also an additional plate on here. There's deadlocks on the outside of all of the doors, and also inside the van we've got many additional security features. I think there's 4 separate electronic systems which are providing security for some of the known vulnerabilities of these. And you probably see that when it's parked up here I use a wheel lock on it as well. So I'm pretty confident that we've done more or less everything we can to make sure it's secure. So let's just go inside and I'll show you how that door handle works from inside now. Well, here you have it, one completed high-level door handle for the rear doors here. So it's great in the mornings, you're parked up in a beautiful location, you can just fling the doors open and there's your beautiful view. Do please stay tuned, like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next episode very soon.